related to the novel Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights was actually published in 1847. Okay, so just 1 year before her death in 1847, and it is considered as a Gothic novel. A Gothic novel because there are some mysterious, dark toned atmosphere or type of style is Gothic. The themes and then the motifs, symbols, etc. are Gothic in nature. So it's a Gothic novel, a kind of scary horror, slight horror type of thing. Okay. Now the publisher was Thomas C. Newby. So the publisher is important because usually during those days these women writers they had a difficulty to get publishers to get their books published. So this man, that is Thomas C. Newby, published this book along with novel Agnes Grey. Agnes Grey was written by Annie Bronte, and this came as a package, a 3-volume format, in which the first 2 volumes were Wuthering Heights, and then the third volume Agnes Grey. Okay, Agnes Grey was the other novel along with Wuthering Heights in this 3-volume collection. Okay. Now the second edition was actually edited by Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte Bronte is the elder sister of these Bronte, that is Bronte sisters, the eldest of these Bronte sisters, and it was after the death of Emily Bronte, and it was in 1850. Okay, and she made some changes. Charlotte Bronte, she is also a writer as well, so she changed some of the grammar, punctuations, etc. Okay, and then there is something interesting about this novel, that is the narrator. There is a narrator of this novel, that the narrator who narrates the story to the readers, that is Mr. Lockwood. Lockwood is a visitor to the locale of Wuthering Heights, and he narrates the entire novel as an entry in his diary. Okay, so he is writing his diary about the story about Wuthering Heights, and then we read, we understand whatever he writes is it's like he is narrating to his diary. So basically we feel that he is the narrator, Mr. Lockwood, but actually he is not narrating something from his point of view. Someone else narrated this story to him, to this narrator, Mr. Lockwood. Okay. Now that is Nellie Dean. Nellie Dean, Ellen Nellie Dean. Nellie, she is known as, everyone calls her Nellie. So Nellie Dean, she is a servant for the Earnshaw family. That is, the Wuthering Heights is actually a house, a manor, and she, that is Nellie Dean, was a servant there. She served this Earnshaw family, and then she narrates the story as an eyewitness to Mr. Lockwood. Okay, so she served she was a companion, a servant in that, with that family. So basically she knows everything that happened throughout the course of this time, whatever happened with the characters. So basically this Nellie Dean is the one who narrates the real incident. It's like she eyewitnessed everything. Actually she eyewitnessed the things, the actions happened. So she basically narrates the story to Mr. Lockwood, and Mr. Lockwood narrates, enters it as into his diary, and we read it as Wuthering Heights. Okay, so you need to understand the difference, that is, who is this Mr. Lockwood, and then who is Nellie D. Okay, and then the time, the settings, that is, Lockwood leaves Yorkshire, that is, this Wuthering Heights is a manor, and then it is in Yorkshire. That is, this Yorkshire is basically famous for its moorland, that is uncultivated bushy lands, that high this there are lots of hills, and there is no specific vegetations or cultivations going on in that place. It's just moorland, okay, moorish area, basically. So the Wuthering Heights is a manor there, is completely isolated, standing alone. And then you have another manor that we will see. Okay, so that when it comes to this time period, that is Lockwood leaves Yorkshire in 1802, and Nelly's narration from 1770s. Okay, so Nelly is narrating all these kind of things, whatever happened with the family, everything she narrates from the incidents from 1770s. Okay, now there are two places. The first one is, of course, Wuthering Heights, the manor, a house. Okay, and then the second one is Thrushcross Grange. Thrushcross Grange is another manor. Both of these are like neighborhood actually, but not like neighborhood like that of ours. That is, we all are staying together, like we can just call from if I call someone from my neighborhood, they can just listen to that. It's possible. It's very situated. It's situated very closely. These houses are very much close with each other. But here, Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange are basically neighborhood. But the thing is that they are somewhat away. Okay, that means that these Wuthering Heights is a manor house that's situated in the hilltop there in Yorkshire, in these moors. And then Thrushcross Grange is another house or another manor. Manors are huge houses in this countryside. We have already seen this manor, that in that importance of being honest. I think you must see that man's house. We know that, isn't it? Jack's house was a manor. So basically a very big house, and it is situated in a isolated place, but there are lots of areas around that particular city. വലിയൊരു എസ്റ്റേറ്റിൻ്റെ നടുവിലൊക്കെ ഒരു വീടുള്ള പോലെ. Okay, so both of these are basically neighbors, but not with close proximity. That is the thing. Now both of these places are situated in Yorkshire Moor. Okay, അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ ആ രണ്ട് വീടുകളാണ്. Wuthering Heights ഉണ്ട്, Thrushcross Grange ഉണ്ട്. രണ്ട് കുറച്ച് നൈബേഴ്സാണെന്ന് പറയാം. അതവരെ പറമ്പും എല്ലാം കൂടി കഴിഞ്ഞ് എല്ലാ ഭാഗവും കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം പിന്നെ അടുത്തത് വരുന്നതേ ഉള്ളൂ. ബട്ട് ദേ ആർ നോട്ട് ആക്ച്വലി ലിവിങ് very close with each other. Okay, so this is the story of Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw. അപ്പോൾ ഹീത്ത്ക്ലിഫിൻ്റെയും കാതറിൻ ഏൺഷയുടെയും സ്റ്റോറിയാണ്. And then the theme is, that is, the destructiveness of unfaded love and then social class conflicts. These are the themes that are dealt in this book. And then this particular novel is described as a fiend of a book, an incredible monster. The action is laid in hell. Only it seems places and people have English names there. This quote was said by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Dante Gabriel Rossetti is in English, but you must be familiar with him. His sister and that is Gabriel Rossetti is famous for his poems, and then he is an English poet and a painter as well. Okay, so he said that this book is actually maybe where he likes that book very much, but the thing is that it's a fiend of a book, an incredible monster. The action is laid in hell because the experiences, the narration, the characters are very wild. Sometimes they are very violent. Okay, so the thing is that he said that only it seems places and people have English names there. Otherwise everything happens in that novel is totally like actions happening in a hell. Okay, so that was his comment about this book, that is Wuthering Heights. So I hope you understood what is Wuthering Heights. That is, it is an 1847 novel, Gothic novel, and Gothic means something very dark, then gruesome, etc. Okay, so that is all about Wuthering Heights. And then we have